Hello, Global Talk.
It's cold out there this morning, huh?
It is. It's just like a full-time winter now.
It is. It is a winter morning. Dr. Kim Young-ju is back in the studio. How are you, sir?
Very good. Probably because of the temperature, my throat is a little bit funny. So,
I think everybody's coming down
out.
with something these days. I hope you feel better soon. Okay. Quiz question to get us going today.
Right. Quiz today is this. A decision or pronouncement made by a judiciary court is called, number 1, scissoring, number 2, ruling, number 3, papering.
One more time, please.
A decision or a pronouncement made by a judiciary court is called, number 1, scissoring, number 2, ruling, number 3, papering.
Okie dokie. Let's give out the contact information, shall we? If you know the answer, put it on our Bandi board. Pounder sharp 1045 on your cell phone. You can text in for 50 or 100 won, or you can use Kakao Talk for a chance to win an iRiver Chisor's Halgyungi. All right, so it is time tomorrow, isn't it?
Right.
Of course, the voters in the U.S. will cast their votes for the presidential election, and we may have the results by this time tomorrow.
Probably. Right.
Points to watch for until then.
Right. I mean, this is not the topic for the day, but I guess we have to touch upon it before we start discussing it. Okay, yes, U.S. election. Points to watch. Simple. Florida. Where Florida goes will largely determine who wins. So if Trump has to win, he has to win Florida. And two more states, Michigan and Pennsylvania.
These are important states for electoral votes, right?
Right.
There's
exactly.
a lot of them there.
Electoral votes in total around the nation in the United States is 538, and whoever wins over or 270 votes will become the president. And, maybe let's say 16 years ago, it was George W. Bush who won Florida and got the presidency.
Did he?
That was the official.
Right, that was a huge controversy,
right.
Though, right?
So once again, my point, if just watch out, if Trump wins Florida, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, he is likely to become the president. So watch those three states. And in addition, if he wins Ohio and North Carolina, for sure, almost surely he will become the president.
We're going to find out within 24 hours or so, right?
That's right.
All right, so let's move on to today's topic. The UK High Court ruled against Brexit. So does that mean Brexit is done?
Well, that's a big question, and surprising news last Thursday when British High Court ruled that the British government cannot actually negotiate the exit from the EU only based upon the referendum that took place last June. And the court said the referendum was just advisory, but it was not mandatory.
Right.
Therefore, the court said the UK government has to take this to the UK Parliament, get the Parliament approval first, and then UK government can engage in negotiation with the EU about the exit. So it has complicated the picture big time. As we know, the current Prime Minister of UK, Theresa May, she has been determined to push ahead with the negotiation for the exit, even though, interestingly, personally, she does not support the idea of Brexit. But as a prime minister, she has argued that she got the mandate from the people and she has to negotiate on time. But now court has come in the way. So the picture has become quite complicated.
Well, we knew this at the time. I mean, a referendum is not a legally binding decision, right? It is
legally, that's true.
It is a fancy opinion poll. So therefore, is this big news that it may not be allowed to happen?
But, it's just like many things in reality, there's a legal view and then a political or realistic view. And even though a lot of people lamented or were not happy about this fact that only 52% of the people supported it and whole nation should go to that direction, but it was a decision that was made within this the country that has the longest history of modern democracy. So legally, everyone was aware that this was not mandatory. However, politically, it was a regretful decision for many people, but it still was a decision. So that's why when the court came in like this, it's a little bit of a surprise for many people.
So those who support Brexit are probably quite upset about this ruling, right?
Oh, big time. The
Yeah.
newspapers that had supported Brexit, like the Daily Telegraph and the Daily Mail, the Sun, they're up in arms. They're calling these judges of the court the enemy of the people. They have these headlines showing the pictures of the judges and had the headlines saying the judges versus the people. So these newspapers are very, very angry. Of course, the nation is divided, and we are talking about those newspapers and the people who have supported the idea of Brexit getting really, really angry about it. But there are real concerns because if the government has to take the case to the parliament first in the process of getting parliamentary approval, there are concerns growing whether the government will have to reveal their negotiation strategy with the EU and so on. So the UK side position will be weakened or not. So there are real concerns about that.
But conversely, those who were opposed to Brexit must be thrilled with this news, right?
Indeed, indeed. There is a voice growing that saying that maybe we should have another referendum because the numbers now show actually more people support the idea of no to the Brexit now. As I said, in June it was 52% the rest, 52% supporting it now, but now they're saying about 51 or 52% supporting no to the Brexit. So if they do the referendum again, there's a chance it will be reversed. So there's a big excitement on the side of those people who are saying no to the Brexit. So it's a quite exciting picture we're looking at.
Financial markets are showing signs of recovery with this news as well.
Yeah, indeed. The financial market is quite excited. They said they saw the biggest jump of the UK currency pound, biggest one in 7 years,
Wow.
showing that there is excitement in the financial market. Stocks are rising and all that. But the thing is, the economic community is not totally united on this because those businesses that are affected by this trade arrangement and so on, just like all the saying goes in the market, what the market hates most is uncertainty. And this court ruling raises a new uncertainty. So some businesses that are supposed to be directly affected are not totally happy about this new uncertainty raised by the court. So we'll have to wait and see how things turn out.
All right, so before our break, can you give us your quiz question one more time, please, Dr. Kim?
Quiz is a decision or pronouncement made by a judiciary court is called number 1, scissoring, number 2, ruling, number 3, papering.
Right. If you know the answer, put it on our Bundy board or use Kakao Talk or text in on your cell phone, pounder sharp 1045 for 50 or 101. Depending on the length of your text, we're giving away an iRiver Chisor Salgyungi. Again, a decision or a pronouncement, especially one made by a judge. All right. Here's Ellie Goulding, your song. We're talking about Brexit today and the court's ruling that it may not happen, actually, which is really huge news considering all of the media coverage that it received
Right.
during its time.
Right.
So what is going to happen? Is the likelihood low now? Will they reverse this court decision? Will they reverse the Brexit decision?
The thing is, as I said, if they ever go for another referendum, looks like numbers indicate that actually the no to Brexit will be the final decision. So that's why this is all the more interesting. But the thing is, they'll have to still go through several steps here. One, in December, I think it's early December, the Supreme Court will have to make its ruling because this time, right, government was defeated. These plaintiffs who took the case to the court won at the High Court with this last week's decision, and now government is upset, and the government is saying we're going to take this case to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court will make a decision early December, and it will be formalized by January. That's one hurdle to go.
Okay.
So let's say Supreme Court says yes, High Court was right. You have to go to the parliament for the approval. Then UK government will have to go to the parliament. They have 2 houses. It's bicameral system. And the House of Lords, the High Chamber, the picture shows the landscape is that they seem to be quite strongly in favor of no to Brexit. But they have to go to another third hurdle. They have to go through the lower chamber, that's House of the Commons, and there it's not exactly sure. But in order to have another referendum, you have to go through the Supreme Court, House of Lords, House of Commons. So a lot of steps to go through. So that's ahead, and we have no idea what is actually going to happen.
But the options to fight this decision are there. So if they hear no next time, they can keep going further. If they hear no there, they can keep going further. This is going to go on forever, isn't it?
Even though, quite interestingly, Theresa May, on the day when the court decision was made last Thursday, she made a phone call to like almost everybody, like German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, and the President of EU Commission, and the President of France, Hollande. She called all these people up and said, well, regardless of the court decision, we're going to go ahead. The UK has not changed its mind. People have made their decision back in June, and that's what we are going to go ahead with. So it's interesting. Government is showing that they're not backing up, and they're going to go ahead with the referendum. And it shows the society is very rule-based society. The PM, Prime Minister, even though personally she does not support the idea of Brexit, she says the mandate has been produced by the referendum back in June, and she has to work with the people's mandates. Looks like that's her position here.
It's going to be in the news for a long time, though.
I guess so.
That's for sure. Okay, can we have the answer to your quiz question, please, Dr. Kim?
Question. The answer to the quiz, a decision or pronouncement made by a judiciary court is, of course, number 2, ruling.
Yes, and this time the iRiver Chiso Salgyungi will go to Shin Hyo-jung-nim. Congratulations and enjoy your prize. All right, so thank you so much, Dr. Kim Byung-ju. Have yourself a good week. Enjoy the American presidential election and the voting and all the media coverage tonight. I know you'll be watching that.
I guess so. Hand wringing. It's like,
yes,
all the sweat in my face.
All right, have a good week, sir. We'll see you next time.
Okay, to see you.